You play games in the spiral.
We'll be right back after
This may be the one. There'll have to be.
But never one like this.
If you want to play, it's very simple.
Since I've started playing Wizard101 in 2009, the game has changed drastically. If you don't know what this video game is, it is a turn-based game that is essentially a theme park MMO. In 2009, we had a one-arc game. Now there's several and another one on the way. So, is this game just worth playing for nostalgia? Is that what I'm saying? No, honestly, it is an awesome feeling hearing that loading screen music. But it is much more than just nostalgia. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and my goal isn't to convince you to play. I am a firm believer in honest game reviews. So, is Wizard101 worth playing in the year 2025? Well, absolutely, and here's why. So, the story is possibly one of the most captivating stories in any MMO. In fact, I haven't played an MMO that effectively tells a linear story in the same way. World of Warcraft excels in everything, but the story is difficult to stay attached to, at least for me. Destiny 2 has always had a weak linear story, seemingly not knowing where it is heading or even what creative decisions it wants to make. Final Fantasy is probably one of the only MMOs that I can think of where the story is excellent without lacking in other aspects of the game. You also have Guild Wars 2, another one that excels in story and in most other aspects. Wizard101, however, is unique in this sense. They have excelled in story while maintaining other aspects of the game. And you might be wondering, well, what aspects are you talking about? Well, for one, the combat is extraordinarily unique, but also simple. The whole point of the combat is to use one of your spells to take away your opponent's health. But how far can you even go with that? In a turn-based combat, especially. Well, you add in some RNG, but also a way to think ahead. It turns into a game of chess. The game makes it incredibly easy to just start learning this, and it slowly trickles into new abilities or spells as your wizard progresses. You gain knowledge as a student of your class, and you apply it to the combat that you do for quests. Which is my next point, questing. You don't just read off of your screen when an NPC is talking to you.
What kept you? I suppose you've been welcomed by Mrs. Dowager and passed Benedict's test, so let's dispense with the formalities.
Each and every single character is voice acted. Sometimes it is a bit shaky, I'll be honest, in terms of quality, but the voice acting keeps you roped into the quest line. The way the story builds seemingly effortlessly to each different area is also great. You get brought on a ride to each unique zone until you get to fully experience the world building that they have made. You go through your home of Wizard City, where you're a student. You slowly become stronger. You make your way to an Egyptian desert world with crocodiles ruling. The story also brings you to a 20th century London where dogs and cats are running gangs, which is one of my favorite worlds. Marleybone isn't liked too much, but that is definitely one of my favorite. Also a mystical nod to Japanese culture in Mushu, until you reach Dragonspire, which is a lava world where dragons rule and the big bad final showdown happens. There's also an optional side world known as Grizzleheim that has two parts to it, where bears and ravens exist, and some strange raven cult tries to support the big bad Malister. Really, keep in mind that all of this could have been experienced in 2010 to 2011. The development of the game has continued throughout the past 15 years, and recently they've added on world after world with a lot of thought and effort put into each one. And really, I don't see them having any plans of stopping. And it might seem like a game crafted for children, but the story is actually incredibly mature in many parts. And if it isn't mature enough for you, the different systems in the game probably are. Why is the game worth getting back into? Well, there is something happening with Wizard101. The game has just been made the cheapest it has ever been. The game has had 2 sales this month, cutting membership prices in half. and it's also coming to console, as well as releasing a brand new story mode game based off of your Wizards experience in Ravenwood. They've also recently released another in-game raid for guilds to conquer, and let me tell you, raids in Wizard101 are no joke. So it's absolutely worth a try for free, but also $4.95 is not too bad at all. While I do believe that is a low point in the game, there needs to be less of a craze for locking content behind walls. They do have sales pretty often, so I'll give them that. So that is about it for this one, guys. Please do leave a like if you liked it, and more than anything, let me know if you agree or disagree. Is this game worth playing in 2025?